Okay, and welcome back to the lecture. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic, that is bipolar junction transistor. We are going to learn the basics of bipolar junction transistor. Then after that we will learn the process of DC biasing and why DC biasing is required for AC analysis. That also we'll see in this particular lecture. Okay, so you can see my board, and basically today we are going to discuss about BJT, bipolar junction transistor. So we have two types, one is PNP and one other is NPN. What is PNP? We are taking two P side on the outer layer and one N is there in the inner layer, which is sandwiched between two P layer. So as you can see, these are two P sides which are in the outer layer and the N side is in the inner layer. So this is a PNP transistor, and same like we can do NPN transistor, where two N side will be there in the outer layer and P side will be in the inner layer. So this is NPN transistor. So three main configuration that we are going to see, that is common base, common emitter, common collector. But in our problem or in day-to-day life, the most important transistor is the common emitter transistor, because it can be used in the audio frequency range. But we will discuss about common base and common emitter, but not about common collector, because it is not having a very wide application. Okay, so as you can see the block diagram, here is the block diagram. So PNP transistor I have taken. PNP transistor is basically, we are having two P layers on the outer side and one inner layer is there, which is N. So first thing, this is my input section, this is my input section, and this is my output section. So what I have to do, I have to keep the input section forward biased. Input section should be forward biased and my output section should be reverse biased. Output will be reverse biased. So this is the thing that I should follow, or I should maintain. So okay, so this should be forward bias. So what is the condition for forward bias? Let's say this voltage that we are applying is nothing but VEE, and this is, let's say, in transistor we are having three terminals. One is emitter, another is base, and another is collector. Three terminals are there. So for forward biasing, P should be more positive than N. Okay, P should be more positive than N. If it is more positive, that correspond to high potential, that means positive terminal, it should be connected with a positive terminal. N is less positive, correspond to low potential, it should be connected with a negative terminal, so that this plus will appear here, this minus will appear here. So this is more positive as compared to N. Okay, so then we can say this input section is forward biased. So for this you can write VEB should be positive, it should be positive for forward biasing. If you are taking VBE, then it will be negative. So this is for the case of forward biasing or forward biasing. Okay, let's come to the output section. So in output section should be reverse biased. So for reverse biased, what you can see, this is P side and this is N side. N should be more positive. More positive correspond to high potential, that is, it will be connected with a positive terminal. Positive terminal correspond to the high potential. Okay, and P will be less positive. Less positive correspond to low potential. Low potential correspond to negative terminal. We know battery is having two terminal, positive and negative terminal. Positive terminal always correspond to high potential, that is more positive, and negative terminal correspond to low potential, and that is basically less positive. So this output section is reverse biased. So you can see this is VCB, we can write this as VCB, reverse biasing output section. So VCB should be what? VCB should be negative. Yes, VCB should be negative. Or if you are taking VBC, so another negative will come into picture. So negative in negative, it will become positive. So these are the condition, and this is a common base. As you can see, this base is common to both input and output section. You can see in input section also we are having emitter base, in output section also we are having base collector. That means basically the base is common to both input as well as output. Okay, so this is my input section, this is my output section, and base remains common to both input and output section. Now we will see the block diagram. Okay, let me draw that block diagram again. So okay, so what we are doing, that n side, that p side, p side, p side is highly doped, highly doped, while the n side is lightly doped, lightly doped, and another p side, that is moderately doped, moderately doped. So this thing we have to keep in our mind. Okay, I will go to the block diagram again. So you can see the block diagram as usual. This side is highly doped, this side is lightly doped, and this side is moderately doped. And this is a what? This is a common base configuration, because base is common to both input and output. You can see in input we are having emitter base, and in output we are having base collector. So base is common to both input and as well as what? Output. Okay. Okay, so we will mainly focus on this side, which is lightly doped. When it is lightly doped, correspond to high conductivity, no sorry, low conductivity, high resistance. Okay, high resistance. As a result what happened, so let's go to the block diagram. As a result, yes, so it is lightly doped, so the resistance will be very high. So here we know, here the majority carriers are holes, so, and you know, this is forward biasing, means the depletion layer will be very much thin, and here it is reverse bias, means the depletion layer is thick. Okay, so width of the depletion layer will be very much high in this case, and in this case width will be very much less. So this holes, my majority charge carrier, can diffuse from p to n side. Okay, so because here holes will be minority carrier, so diffusion process will take place. So these holes can go to this side, and when it go to this side, this holes, very few holes can pass through this side, very few holes, because n side is lightly doped and resistance is very high, so very few holes can follow this path to give us base current IEB. Okay, and we have a relation, that relation is always valid, that is IE must be equal to IB plus IC. This is the relation we are having. IE must be equal to IB plus IC, and this IB is very less, because due to high resistance, very few holes can pass. So as a result the base current, okay, as a result the base current, because you can see the diagram, the resistance is very high, so very few holes can pass through this, so which will give us base current. As very few holes are just passing, so the base current will be very small. So that is basically in the range of you can say microampere, or you can say nanoampere, which is very small. So in the formula we can neglect this IB, so the expression will be IE will be nearly equal to IC if we are neglecting IB. If we are neglecting IB neglected. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, so another thing we can see from the block diagram. So these are the majority carriers which can go from this side to this side, and basically this majority carriers can basically this is the majority carriers. This majority carriers are going from this side to this side. You can see this is the majority carriers which are going from this side to this side. This is basically IC majority, IC majority. Okay, and here in the n side electron will act as sorry, in n side holes will act as majority, holes will act as minority carriers. Okay, so you can see this holes, this deflection layer is very small, so the height of the barrier will be very small if you think in terms of band diagram or you think in terms of block diagram, whatever may be. These holes can move from this side to this side easily, and here the holes, whatever holes will come here, these holes will be minority carrier for the n type semiconductor, and this can easily cross the depletion region. We know if reverse biasing is given, then minority charge carrier can flow, that is we will get current due to electron drift or hole drift, we know from the basics. So this charge carrier, which are the holes that are coming from this side to this side, they are acting as the minority carrier, because in n side you will have electron as the majority, so holes will act as minority, so minority carriers. So this can go from this side to this side, so this as a result we are getting a current that is IC majority, because from P side holes are flowing. Okay, and if you see this n side is also having the minority carrier, that is holes. Okay, that holes can also, like this case positive or this case electron, this can flow from this side to this side. Okay, that is we are applying the field, that is minus plus, so they will go in the direction of the field. Positive charge, negative charge will go opposite direction to the field, because force will be minus QE. That means whatever force they will experience in the opposite direction of field. You know, if we are having a negative charge, minus QE, so minus QE basically means, okay, 1 minute, sorry, minus QE basically means what? If electric field is in this direction, charge is basically a constant for a particular thing, charge will be constant, so force will be negative of the electric field. Suppose electric field is in this direction, then basically the force will be negative of the electric field, that means opposite to the electric field if the carrier is negative. Okay, so these holes which are the minority carrier, this can flow from this side to this side, as a result we will get the current that is IC minimum, minority carrier. This is the collector current we are getting for minority carrier, this is the collector current we are getting from the majority carrier. Okay, so this IC contains IC majority and IC minority, that we can see. So I will repeat again. Here holes are the majority carriers in the P side. These holes, as depletion layer is very small, so these holes can go diffuse from P to N side, and in N side they will be behaving as the minority carrier, and they can easily cross the junction, they can easily cross the barrier. With that also, this N is having some minority, we know this, naturally this N also have some minority carriers, not this is coming, this behaves as the minority, but this can cross, and with that N is also having some minority, that is holes, and these holes can pass the junction and you will get IC minority. So what we can write is that, okay, I will write here, oh, otherwise I will take a new page. Yes, so basically this IC we can write, IC is basically IC majority plus IC minority. So this thing I can write IC majority plus IC minority. And another equation that we saw, that IE is nearly equal to IC. Okay, so now we will see the diagram, the appropriate diagram we can say, and we will try to learn the thing. So 1 minute. So this is my transistor, 3-terminal device. Okay, I will draw. Yeah, so this is my transistor, and you can see having, I am doing for common base. Okay, so this is one terminal, this is another one. Okay, another one. 3 terminals emitter, and I will take the base here, and I will take the collector here. Why? Because it is common base. Base should be common to both input and output. Okay, so now I will connect it with the external biasing, or like input section will be forward biased and output should be reverse biased. Okay, so let us consider PNP transistor. So this will be P side. This, let's say I am drawing the arrow here, PN, and this is basically PNP transistor. We can take NPN transistor also, no problem. So we have to make this positive, we have to connect this with positive, and this is with the negative. So it is negative, this is positive. Okay, similarly the output section, this collector side is there, and for reverse biasing we have to make P side, N side more positive. Okay, so this will be positive terminal, this will be negative terminal, negative positive. Okay, negative positive, like that you can do. Okay, so 1 minute. Yeah, fine. Okay, so this is my input and output section. Sorry for this type of figure, but let us try to understand the mechanism or the characteristic of the transistor. This is very important, not the diagram. At least we can see the diagram, we have to make analysis of the diagram. So let's say this current is my IE, emitter current. Okay, this is my emitter current, this is my base current which is flowing from this side, this is IB, and this is my collector current, that is my IC. And this relation I equal to IB plus IC always valid, and IB is very very small, you know, that's why we can neglect this, and this IE is nearly equal to IC, because you know very few holes can pass through the from the because N side is lightly doped, due to which resistance is very high, so very few holes can flow through the base side, that's why IB is very very less. Okay, and this is a common base configuration, this base is common to both input and output. You can see input emitter base and output is base collector, so base remains common to both input and output. Okay, so now what we are going to do is that, okay, let us understand minority current. So minority current, how to understand the minority current? Minority current. So this minority current, how we can define? This minority current is only flowing in the output section. See, if you see the block diagram, I already I told you that this minority current is basically this one, IC minority current. This is in the output section, this is base, this is collector, and my output is basically collector base. Input is basically emitter base voltage, in terms of voltage I am saying, and my input current will be IE, emitter current. Okay, and my output current will be what? IC, and this IC is containing both minority and majority. So this is in the case of output section. So basically I can neglect the input section, that's why I will consider the input section to be open circuited so that IE becomes 0. This is the first thing that I should do. So I will make this open circuit input section. I will do open circuit so that IE becomes 0, and this is my diagram. So this is the terminal emitter, but now you can see I have made this open circuited so that resistance will be infinity or current will be 0. And now I can show the diagram very well. Okay, yeah. So let us provide this transistor with the biasing that usually we do. This is collector, this is my base. Okay, base remains common to both input and output section, emitter base or collector base. So base is common. So biasing we will provide it. So this is positive negative. Okay, and this is open circuited. This is, I can write open circuited. Okay, and this is basically connected to, this is connected to negative, the positive, negative, positive. Yeah, fine. So this is basically a typical PNP transistor, already I told you. So now the current that will flow in this particular output section is my ICBO. This is my what? This is the current that is flowing, ICBO. This is the current that will flow in the output section. What is ICBO? You can take this ICBO very similar. Okay, see, this ICBO is basically collector to base current. Collector to base current. Collector to base current when emitter is open. When emitter is open. So collector to base current when emitter is open. So this is ICBO. Okay, collector to base current when emitter is open. So this is basically in the output section, and we are trying to understand the minority current. Okay, we are not trying to understand, we are trying to understand the minority current, and that is basically this IC minority. This is minority current. Okay, this is basically output current. Okay, that's why we are making this input current open circuit such that the input current becomes 0. Okay, yeah. So this is ICBO. So now my minority current is nothing but equal to ICBO, minority current. So this is my minority current, which is equal to ICBO. That is basically collector to base current when emitter is open. And this is exactly same. This minority current which is ICBO is exactly same to the reverse current in the PN junction diode. You know, in PN junction diode there is a reverse current, however small it may be, and that reverse current was, let's say, I0, and that I0, it is similar to this reverse current. And this reverse current, as you know, reverse current was a function of temperature, so this is also going to be a function of temperature. So this is exactly same, or you can say similar to the reverse current in PN junction, that is, let's say, I0. And basically what? Basically it is a function of temperature, as like I0. Okay, so this is the common thing. This minority current is basically ICBO, collector to base when emitter is open. And this is exactly same like what? Whenever when we are discussing about the minority current, it is IC minority current. This is basically a output. This is basically an output section, output current, and so that input current we are making 0, and we are saying ICBO. And exactly this is same like our reverse current in the PN junction diode. in typical PN junction diode, what we saw, that is I naught, which was a function of temperature. So this ICBO is also a reverse, this minority current, this is minority current, IC meaning minority, I equal to 0, this is equal to ICBO, and this is basically exactly same as, this is exactly same as I naught, and this is basically this current exactly same as I naught, exactly same as I naught. I naught is nothing but what, my reverse current, my reverse current. So this reverse current was a function of temperature, so this ICBO is also a basically function of temperature, that we should keep in our mind. So let us go to the new page and try to understand. If we are taking NPN transistor, NPN, if you are taking an NPN transistor, nothing is going to change much. So you can see this is basically, I will try to make NPN transistor. So with that configuration, common base only, this is my base, and this is basically I can take, okay, this is, let's say, current flowing from this side to this side. So this is N, and this is basically N, okay, and I can take the terminals, three terminals of the transistor. One is emitter, another is base, another is collector, and as usual the base is common. Okay, okay, 1 minute. Yeah, input will be forward bias. And this output section will be reverse biased. 1 minute, this pane was not working. Yeah, now it is working. Good. So this is positive, negative. Yeah, so you can see this P side is more positive that I have done as compared to N, and here N side will be more positive that I have done here. So this input and output are biased. If this is forward biased, this is reverse biased. So tell me what happened. This is, let's say, base, okay, this, let's say, base. Yeah, cool. So tell me this VEB will be what? VEB will be negative. In this case, the VEB will be negative. Okay, or you can say basically VBE should be positive. This is the condition for forward biasing. Input section. Let us go to the output section, reverse biasing. In that case, you can see the VCB will be positive, okay, and if you are taking VBC, it is just, you can take a negative sign, it will be negative. Okay, so VEB is negative, and if you are taking VBE, then it becomes positive. Okay, VCB was positive. When you take BBC, so basically it became negative. Just when we are changing the polarity, let's say this is VB negative, and when we are changing the polarity, we are doing VBE, just a negative is introduced. In this case also, it is positive. When we change the polarity, just a negative introduced, so positive negative become negative, negative negative become positive. So these are the things that we should keep in our mind. So next thing is that IE is equal to IC plus IB, and IE nearly equal to, all the condition are going to be valid. In this case also, IE is equal to IC plus IB, and you can neglect IB since it is very small, and you can write IE is nearly equal to IC. This also you can keep. The condition will be valid in all type of transistor. This will be valid. Okay, IE equal to IC plus IB. Another thing that was we discussed, that is IC is equal to what? IC majority plus IC minority. So this also remains valid. And another thing is this IC minority, that is basically my minority current that we saw, or we discussed about the minority current, where we keep the input current to be 0. This minority current is equal to ICBO, and this, in this case, just the direction will be opposite, nothing else. If you remember, for P and P the direction was like in this direction, here it will be opposite, nothing else is going to change. The direction of the current is going to change. Okay, the direction will become opposite, nothing going to change, just the direction will change. Yeah, so the condition remains valid, IE equal to IB plus IC, and all these conditions are going to be valid, just the direction of the current will remain. If you remember, for P and P the current direction was like this, now the direction is basically opposite. If you see this case also, like this the direction was there, and now it is basically opposite. And for base also you can see it was like this, now it is basically opposite to it. Okay, so these are the things that I would like to mention. Okay, so direction of the current will be opposite, just very few change. So now let us come to the characteristic. The last part of the common base is the characteristic, is to understand the characteristic. So let us draw the characteristic. We will see the input characteristic first, then we will go to the output characteristic. In output characteristic we will discuss about 3 regions explicitly, that is cutoff region, saturation region and active region, and that is very important to understand DC biasing of the transistor. Whenever we are doing linear amplification, in that case we have to fix the Q point, that is the main target. So we have to see all this region, and then only we can understand the DC biasing. So input characteristic, if you see, input characteristics is basically between my, okay, let me draw again. Yes, so this is my current and this is my, yeah, voltage. This is whenever I am saying characteristics, that characteristics always refers to current and voltage curve. Okay, if you remember, in PN junction diode we saw the characteristic was basically between current and voltage. Okay, so one was forward voltage, another was reverse voltage. If you remember, forward voltage, in case of forward voltage, basically we were taking that forward voltage to be positive and the reverse voltage to be negative. If you remember the diode, this is my PN junction diode, a typical PN junction diode. So this is my, if I am doing biasing, let's say forward biasing, this will be plus, this will be minus, plus minus. Okay, plus correspond to high potential, minus correspond to the low potential, or basically less positive. Okay, so P became more positive as compared to N. Yeah, so in this case you can see the forward voltage. Here we got the forward voltage, that is, let's say VD is the forward voltage. Okay, and this forward voltage we will take it as what? Positive. Okay, this high potential, let's say this is 20, this is, let's say, 10, so VD will be positive. And if you're taking the reverse biasing, then P became more, N became more positive, it will be less positive. Okay, let's say now this is 20, this is 10. Okay, so what is the forward voltage? This is more positive, you can see. So this is N side, this is my P side. Okay, this straight line is N side and this triangle shape is P side. So this became less positive, this became more positive. You can see this became, N became more positive, let's say 20, So connected with terminal, positive terminal, high potential. This is less positive, low potential, negative terminal. Negative terminal means low potential, positive terminal means high potential. So now the difference is -10. So this will be negative. Vd will be the basically the voltage drop. The voltage drop will be negative. You can see -10. For example, I have taken, so this is minus, this is plus. So this voltage drop, we don't know this 10, 20, these are for example. In this case the Vd was basically positive, 10 plus 10, so positive sign. Okay, this is -10, so basically negative. So in reverse voltage will be negative, that we know from the basics of the PN junction diode. Why I am saying all this thing? Because here we are going to see the same characteristic. So whenever I am saying characteristic, that refers to current and voltage diagram. Current will be in y-axis and voltage will be in x-axis. In this case, input characteristic, the current is the input current, that is my IE, and the voltage will be my input voltage, that is VBE. And exactly that whatever you saw in case of PN junction diode, for a particular, if you are taking particular VCB, for a particular VCB, if you are doing the graph, okay, this is VEB. For a particular VCB, if you are seeing the graph, it exactly looks like the forward characteristics of the PN junction, if you remember. Okay, let's say this is my V gamma, and after V gamma it will increase like this exponentially. So this is for a particular VCB. This is my V gamma or knee voltage. This is my V gamma, or I can say knee voltage. Okay, this is my knee voltage. Okay, so this V gamma is sometimes called knee voltage. Knee voltage. Yeah, good. This is called knee voltage. Okay, so if you are applying this voltage to your transistor, or let's say PN junction diode, then what is happening? Then the diode is on, like in you saw, because this is also a PN with forward biased. That's why depletion layer is very small, and you saw the forward characteristic. So this is the minimum voltage that is required to make the diode forward biased. So if you are applying, let's say this V gamma, if this V gamma is 0.7 for silicon, 0.7 volt, and 0.3 volt for germanium. So if you are applying this much voltage, this minimum voltage, then your diode is on, it is forward biased. If it is in on stage, then you will get current, it will conduct. And after that, if you are applying voltage, then you can see the exponential rise in the current. As you increase the voltage, the current will increase. As you increase the voltage, there is a current increases. As you increase the voltage, current. So this current increases exponentially. You can see this exponentially, this increases. Okay, so this is a car, so slope will be variable. So this is non-ohmic type behavior. And if you are applying voltage less than it, then current will be zero, simple zero. So this is the minimum voltage that is required to make the diode forward biased. And applying less than it, the diode is not forward biased, the diode will be in off stage. So off stage means diode cannot conduct, so current will be zero, that you can see. Okay, this is the practical one, and we can draw the approximate one that I am not showing here. In approximate, what will happen? This is, let's say, IE. This is, let's say, basically VBE. So at basically V gamma, you can see the rise. Less than V gamma, the diode will be off, or the diode is not forward biased. Okay, so current will be zero, it cannot conduct. but if you are applying or supplying this much minimum voltage, the diode is forward biased, so it can conduct. So basically, if it can conduct, you will get a current that is very small current. Okay, but if you are applying less than this, the diode is not forward biased, or the diode will be in off condition. In off condition, diode cannot conduct. Okay, so current will be zero. Current will be zero. Let's go to the next page for output characteristic. So output characteristic, this is very important. This is very important. Okay, exactly, we will see for emitter, common emitter. Okay, and all the important very important characteristic is my output characteristic. So let us understand this output characteristic. So this is basically the graph between IC and VCB, output current, and basically VCB, output voltage. This is in terms of milliamps. Okay, this is in milliamp. Make sure. And we are drawing all these characteristics for a particular emitter current, input current. Let's say, you know, IE is nearly equal to IC, because IB will be very small, that we have discussed. So when IE equal to 0, that means emitter current is 0. Then what happen? When emitter current becomes 0, let's say this reason, IE becomes 0, then IC is also basically nearly equal to 0. But you know, for IE equal to 0, we have ICBO. When IE becomes 0, we have the collector to base current when emitter is open. So basically, we will have our ICBO, and this is the condition that we are getting. The emitter is open, and this is called cutoff region. Cutoff region. Okay, in cutoff region, what happens? The diode will be what? The diode will be reverse biased. Remember, the diode will be reverse. Input section will be open circuited, IE is 0, and output section will be what? Reverse biased. As a result, what happens? Only the minority current will flow. Only the minority carriers can flow. If you remember from the block diagram, if I am taking the reverse biasing, what is happening? Only the minority charge carrier can flow, because already input circuit is open circuit, that is IE becomes 0. So in case of output section, it is reverse bias, so minority charge carrier can flow, or you can get minority current. Okay, you can only get the minority current. And also input will be also reverse biased. Both will be reverse biased. Okay, both will be reverse bias. That is basically cutoff region. Okay, so when IE becomes 0, as IE becomes 0, you will have what? ICBO. ICBO is nothing but my minority current. ICBO is nothing but my minority current. So both input and output will be reverse biased. Okay, so this is my cutoff region. Cutoff region. I hope this point is clear. When IE becomes 0, you can see IC also is approximately 0. In fact, this IC, which is we are saying approximately 0. Okay, that is not exactly 0. We are having this IC is basically what? This IC minority. Okay, IC is equal to basically IC minority, and the minority current is very small, you know, in terms of micro nano, so very small. So this minority current we are having when IE equal to 0, we are having IE equal to 0, that correspond to IC minority is equal to ICEO. This is my minority current that I know. When IE become 0, when you are doing IE equal to 0, then IC is also, from this relation you can see this IC is also 0, but this IC is not exactly 0. Okay, not exactly 0, because we are having the minority carrier, minority current. That is the thing that I want to say. Okay, we are having the minority current. Okay, because output section will be there, so minority current will be there, and that minority current is nothing but ICEO, exactly like the reverse current, which is very small. ICEO, collector to emitter current when base is collector to base current when emitter is open, sorry, ICBO. Okay, collector to base current when emitter is open. So this minority current will be what? When IE becomes 0, then we will have the minority current that is equal to ICBO. Okay, in this case what is happening? Only the minority carrier can flow in cutoff region. Only you will get the minority carrier, that we can understand. Only minority charge can flow. This is the first thing, and as you increase IE, you can see IC will be there. Let's say this is 1 milliampere, you get IC exactly 1 milliampere. Again, let's say 2 milliampere, we get 2 milliampere. And let's say you are doing 3 milliampere, you get 3 milliampere IC. Okay, but in case IE equal to 0, what is happening? In case IE equal to 0, the minority current will be there. Okay, so the current will be ICBO, the minority current will be ICBO. That is the thing that I want to mention, that how the minority current is coming into picture, because input section we are doing it open circuited. Okay, open circuited, so the output section will be there, and the output section will be reverse biased. Okay, so in case of reverse biasing, only the minority carrier can flow. That is the thing that you should keep in your mind. When we are taking IE equal to 0, that means input section became open circuited. Okay, open circuited. So what happens as you make this open circuited? Okay, as you make this open circuited, only you have the output section which is reverse biased, so minority carrier can only flow, and that minority current is basically equal to ICBO, which is very small. Okay, okay, so this is cutoff region. So you can I can show this, all this thing, this where current is rising sharply. This is my saturation region. This is my saturation region, and this particular region where current is almost like constant, almost constant. There will be certain variation, but it looks almost constant. This is my saturation, and this is my active region. This is my active region. So let us do a chart and try to remember. This I am doing for NPN, remember, because for NPN VCB is positive or VB is positive, that I have told you earlier. So I can draw a chart for all type of transistor. You can remember this. Three reasons we are getting: active and cutoff and saturation. This thing you can keep in your mind. For active region, what happened? For active region, input section should be forward biased and output section should be reverse biased. That is the natural thing that we do. Okay, for a transistor, then only transistor will be in active region. So this is my input, this is my output. Okay, so input will be forward biased, output will be reverse biased. So for forward biased, what happened? You have to check the numerical value. VBE should be positive or VCB should be positive. Okay, for cutoff region, both input and output should be reverse biased. Remember, both in. I told you that basically for a cutoff region, what we are taking IE is equal to 0. IE is equal to 0. Okay, IE is equal to 0. That means we are taking the input section to be open circuited. Okay, as a result, only we are having the output section with reverse biased, and in that case we are getting ICBO, which is exactly same as the minority current, exactly equal to minority current, because only minority carriers can flow. But for operation we keep both input and output as reverse biased. That we should keep in our mind. That means VBE should be negative and VCB should be positive. Okay, and for saturation region input should be forward biased, output also forward biased. Both are forward biased. Then only we will say transistor is in saturation region. VBE should be positive and VCB should be negative. Okay, so this is the thing that I wish to discuss about NPN or any transistor. For NPN, this is the basically I am taking for NPN. Okay, this is valid for common emitter, common base, common collector also. So I will repeat again whatever I have discussed in common base. So initially we started with the block diagram. Okay, initially we started with the block diagram and we started discussing about common base. We saw the block diagram and we saw when this IE, this is forward bias, this is reverse bias. What are the conditions for forward bias? What are the conditions for reverse bias? As you make this forward bias, the depletion region, the thickness of the depletion region will be very small. Okay, so as a result, what is happening? You can see these holes can go from this side to this side. As a result, we are getting a majority current. These holes can diffuse from this side to this side. As a result, we get the majority current. And these holes, which are the minority carrier, they can also go from this side to this side. As a result, we will get minority current. And we saw the total output current is basically majority current and as well as minority current. And this other relation we saw. Then we saw the diagram, and this is how we are taking PNP transistor. Then this, you can see, this is very important, how to define minority current, that is basically IC minority. Okay, so for this we told that we have to make this input section open circuited, so the current that will be flowing in the output section is basically minority current. So minority current is this much. So for this, what you should do, this should be in reverse biasing. Okay, and then we saw for NPN same type of relation. Then the input characteristic as like the PN junction diode forward characteristic, and this is the three reason we have discussed. When IE becomes 0, then basically we told that when IE, the input current is 0, that means we are making the input section open circuited. As you make the input section open circuited, so IE becomes 0, and only you are having with the output section. So in the output section, the current that will be flowing is ICBO, that we saw. When we make this input section open circuited, then the only current that will be flowing in the output circuit will be ICBO, and this is my minority current. So minority current is ICBO. Okay, we are having, when IE becomes 0, then we are having the minority current, because in reverse biasing only minority current can flow. So this is cutoff region, this is saturation region, and this is active region. And basically, what are the conditions to operate the transistor in all those three regions? Thank you. In the next video, we will be discussing about the common emitter.